pretty much yesterday's video I put up that I'm going to be manifesting $750 this week. Last week I made a little bit under 750, but it was over 700, and my goal was, I believe, 7 or 650. But I didn't put that in any video. I didn't put it out there. But I still hit it. I definitely hit my goal last week. With it being Valentine's Day, just the holidays period, still around, like, you know, Valentine's. Thursday was pretty good because of Valentine's Day, because people were getting theirs out the way, because Valentine's Day is going to be very busy. So that's a good move by them. And then Friday was Valentine's Day. Of course, that was busy. And then Saturday was the day after Valentine's Day, which is still Valentine's Day. They're all three Valentine's Day, okay? It's 3 Valentine's Day. Like, it's really a week, honestly. But I mean, it makes sense. People have schedules, stuff like that. You know what I mean? For a date night, like, you know what I mean? Everybody's date nights are different. So, boom. Anyways, last week I did pretty good. So I set my goal to hit 750. So let's manifest a 750 week. You know? Something, again, realistic. But I do want to be able to get, I do want to be able to attain it. Realistic, so I will be able to attain it, but I still want it to be high enough to where I have to reach far. I have to work for it. Like, you know what I mean? I don't want to just be like, okay, $500, like, that's easy. But I mean, I've had weeks that I didn't make $500, like, you know what I mean? But I've also had most of my weeks, I've never set a goal. I just come in like, oh, I should be able to make this. Really, I really lowball myself. When I plan out, I usually plan out worst case scenario. So I put like, all right, I at least make 50, I at least make 75, I at least make 75, I at least make 100, I at least make 150, like, on a double. But now I'm thinking, like, I can make this. Like, I know I can make this. I should be able to make this. Like, you know what I mean? Even more, just a little bit more positive. Like, you know what I mean? And you know, that plays a big factor into it. And I did that at Miller's too. Like, once I start having good shifts, I'm like, dang, I can really do this. Like, you know what I mean? I can really make some good money here. And so I start setting my goal a little higher, got it good with the managers, you know, got the good shifts that I was making the money at, found it out, and then I was there. And I kind of feel like I'm doing that now. I have 2 Section 1s in the morning. Both of those are pretty much guaranteed $100 shifts. So I have 2 guaranteed $100 shifts. Like, last Thursday, one of my shifts, I made $55, and that was Thursday. I made $55. So, but I mean, it was slow, but everybody was saving up for Valentine's Day. So, you know, but yeah, but anyways, so I set my goal for 750 this week. Thing is, I only work 4 days, but the 4 days that I work, today I worked a double. Yesterday I closed the lunch shift. Today I closed the lunch shift today, and I also stayed for the night shift. I ended up getting off at 10:30. Didn't think I was gonna be there that long. I actually didn't clock out. I have to fix my thing tomorrow, but I left at 10:30. The reason I left at 10:30 is first off, I expected to be gone at around like 9:30, because I was one of the earlier cuts. But what ended up happening was I had a few parties. So, okay, to start off, I only had 8 tables today. Is that right? Yeah, I had 8 tables today. My first table, a family. It was all ladies. They were really nice. They had a baby boy with them, so I guess it was all ladies. They were really nice. I joked with them. You know, we did our little 1-2. It was smooth, cool, whatever. They ended up tipping me like, $29. And then my other 2 tables tipped me, I was already like $40 like after my first few tables. And then I got about a couple more tables. I probably hit about like what, $60. And then I had a 50 top come in. So I called my boy Carter in. So he pulled up a little bit early. He was supposed to be there at 4 to relieve me. He closed the night shift. I was the closer for the morning shift. So he was coming in to relieve me at 4. He's in a position. He closed today like I'm going to be closing tomorrow. He comes in at 4 like I'll be doing tomorrow. More on that, because I'm not coming in at 4. Actually coming at 1. But anyways, he was coming in at 4. I told him to come in probably like 40 minutes early. He said, bet. Boom. He pulled up. They pulled up. All good. Perfect timing. We got them in and out. It was me, him, and Bella. The check ended up being around $200. The check ended up being $200. The tip ended up being $200. We split that 3 ways. We ended up doing $63 a piece because we ended up taking $190 and tipping out $10 to the bar. Even though we only owed them like $7. There's a tow truck pulling up over here. Let me see what they on. I don't know what they doing. You know, you gotta watch a tow truck. You know what I mean? Especially in this complex. Cause this complex be on that bull. Like literally. They be trying to mess with somebody. Oh, that's a repo man. How did he get in? That's a repo man. He's looking for somebody's car because he just did a full circle and then pulled off. So he's looking for a car to come tow. He's a repo man. Probably end up cutting that out. Anyways, yeah, we split that $63 a piece, $63 a piece. Boom. So at that point, I was probably around like 120 something, and then there was a 35 coming in. Bella was on the morning shift. She stayed for us. Thank God. Thank you, Bella. But she ended up getting out of there with some good money. By that point, she had made more money than me, which she was in there before me, so I can respect that. But I'm glad she got some. I'm glad she got some good money. Boom. You know, I rock with her. Then, and she's a great person to serve with. I mess with her. She's smooth. And then boom, me and Carter had a 35 top after that together. I had probably like 2 other tables real quick. And then, okay, so I had 9 tables all day. Because I had 5 by myself in the morning. Then that party at 6. Then I had 2 tables before the 35 top came. Boom, the 35 top came. I got cut. After the 35 top, I never got sat again. Which was cool. They know me. When I got a party, I don't mind not getting sat. I like to take care of my party. And it always works out too because they always tip more. So the first check, our gratuity was like $168. So this is what I do because the gratuity is not. So we look for 20% as service. So the gratuity is 18%. That extra 2% is so much though. Like that extra 2%. It's not just, you think 2% of 100 is $2. That's true. 2% of 1,000 is $20. You know. So that's and the check was $1,000. So like that's $20 we leaving on the table. That's $7 a piece we leaving on the table. So it's just like, like, you know what I mean? Do I want to make $50 or want to make $60? What they did was also the 18% is based off of the subtotal, not the tax. When I gave her the check, She wanted to base the 20% off of the total with the tax. She said that. She said because that is as much as her company will allow. It's 20% of the total. Like, okay, so when people go out to eat, say my check is $45, right? I'm going to tip $9. That's the total. I'm not doing it based off of the subtotal before the taxes, but the auto gratuity puts 18% of the subtotal, not the taxes. So when you do auto gratuity, it's not really 18%. It's really closer to 15%. So that's just for the math people who are going to catch this, because our tip was $168, but 20% of the check would have been $200. So not we were getting an extra $20, we're getting an extra $32. Boom. Then she says to me, give it, this is his card. The guy had the card, the coordinator led me to the guy. The guy gave me the card. Boom. She had already told me that she wanted to tip that, and she wanted to not do the math. She said he doesn't want to do the math either. So I did the math for him, brought it to him. Asked him if everything looked good. He signed it. He gave it back. He said, thank you. Boom. Big thing right here. In reality, he didn't care what I put on there. He would have signed it. But I remember she said something about her company saying 20% was the max they wanted to do. I don't want to get anybody in trouble with their job. Boom. We ended up getting tipped like 199 point something. Just so I made sure that it was not over the 20% thing. So, you know what I mean? Just looking out for them, because they're looking out for us. Why not? You know what I mean? So we ended up getting an extra, $11 a piece off of that, almost, pretty much. Like, you know what I mean? So that's like, you know what I mean? That's why I like to take care of one table at a time. When I got a party, I like to take care of only that party, because they feel like, oh man, like, you know what I mean? They really taking care of us. Like, all of us, like, you know what I mean? They're doing good. Like, when people go out as a group, they don't get good service. Like, it's hard to take a party. Like, it's hard to take a party. They don't get good service. So when I take them, I like to only focus. I mean, if you have a section, you're probably only going to have probably 20 people in your section at a time. At very most. Like, you know what I mean? Most of our sections, most of my sections, I have like two tops, a 5-top, and 2 5-top booths. So that's probably max 19 people. Most of the time, the 5-top booths has like maybe a 3 or 4 top. You know what I mean? Most of the time. You do get the 2 5-top, maybe even 2 6-tops in the 5-top booths. Like, you know what I mean? You do get that. But most of the time, it's like 2, 3, 4. You know what I mean? So let's just say you got a 3, a 4, a 3 right there, and 2 2s. Like, you know what I mean? A 3, a 4, a 3, and 2 2s. That's 14 people. Like, you know what I mean? If I have 50 people back here with only 3 of us, then math tells me that I should probably stay back there just like as a section. I probably shouldn't get a whole nother section. You know what I mean? If I have this big $1,000 check, depending on my service, like, you know what I mean? Some people might think like, okay, well, you could have made more than $32 extra in your section, and I could have, and that's what servers do. That's what servers think, like, oh, I can make that. That's already auto-graded. But I'm a server though, like, you know what I mean? I'm a real deal server. Like, I'm not a server. I'm not a waiter. I'm a real deal server. Like, and I take pride in being a server. Like, I serve. Like, you know what I mean? I do like serving. I do like talking to the guests. And more than anything, I like it when I make the guests happy with food. Like, you know what I mean? I love food. Like, you know what I mean? So when they ask me good stuff, I be telling them the best stuff to get. I like it when they like that stuff. Like, you know what I mean? It's good food. Like, you know what I mean? I love food. So it's just like, you know what I mean? And it's not even about the food. It's the experience. I want people to enjoy it. I want them to, I match their vibe. If they coming in here, like, you know what I mean? Probably needing to talk. I can sense that. I talk to them. Some, what in the world is that, a cat? It's probably a cat. Whatever. But I'm interested. It's the one cat. Okay, is it a cat? It's for sure cat. Anyways, you know, as a server, like, you never gonna get nowhere if you just only think about the money, you know? And that's a big part of manifesting. And that's what I wanted this second part to be about, was manifesting. I manifested $750 this week. And to be honest with you, for 4 days, like, it was kind of I always was confident in it though. But I just sat and thought, like, I just made I set my goal for $200 today. I just made 244 today. I made 248 on Valentine's Day. Probably one of the busiest days I've ever had at that job. The busiest day I've ever had at that job. No, Christmas Eve was the busiest by far. But we knocked that out though, I feel like. Valentine's Day had the potential to be the busiest, but we didn't knock it out. One side folded. Boom. Two sides folded. Boom. I made as much money as I did on Valentine's Day, that busy of a day, and today is literally just Burger Day. It's just Wednesday. Just Wednesday. Just a regular Wednesday. And that's the thing about serving, like, those busy days, you want them because it got that potential. Like, Christmas Eve, I made $500. That's the most I've ever made. I had like $180 tip. No, I literally had like a $200 tip. The dude tipped me literally like $60, $80 just for sitting him outside. And then he matched the whole bill and tipped me the whole bill. Gave me the whole money for the bill and gave me the same thing for a tip. Literally gave me $200. Black man, great man. Yep. Every time I see him, I'm definitely sending him. I do not care. I'm going to take him. Like, you know, what? Like, yeah. When it comes to that, like, hey, when it comes to somebody that's gonna tip $200, and they tell me, like, literally, like, we like your service, like, I know if I take them, they're not gonna be like, nah, we don't like you. We want to go with her. They'll never do that with me. They want me. They literally told me they want me. Like, literally, I will tell the people to stop sitting me so I can take this table. Like, you know what I mean? But yeah, and that's just service. That's just service. Like, you know what I mean? And that's like, so when I say, like, oh, hey, I like her car. It shut the light off on me. How long was the light off? Is my phone even still recording? All right, I'm about to finish this video. I know I got enough on there. I made 244 today. I wasn't able to get the content directly after work like I usually do because I wanted to come home because I did get off at 10:30. I ended up getting, me and Carter ended up making, what, 90 something dollars a piece off of our last party. Yeah, we ended up making $91 a piece off of our last party. And I also had a 6-top table have only 3 people come at first. They order beers and drinks. I didn't even ring in their drinks. I only rung in the beer. And then more people came than they thought, so they had to move tables, but they wanted to cash out first. The bill was only $5.38. They paid with a credit card, and then they left me a $20 bill. They left me a $20 tip for a $5 beer. So, like, that was a great blessing. Like, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. I didn't have to work for it. It's just like, dang, bro, like, you really are a good person. Like, you know what I mean? At this point, you're serving me. You know what I mean? And that's the service industry. People serve you. The person who paid for it, who said she wanted to do 20%, she didn't have to. She could have just signed the autograph thing, and she could have told him to sign the autograph thing and move on with it. but she wanted to do 20% because we served her, so she wanted to serve us. And the last table, one of Carter's people, so they did it differently. They all paid for themselves. The first one all paid on one. The last one, they all paid for themselves. But somebody on a bike with a head helmet on in the middle of past midnight. What type of shit is that? Oh, and they going through the cut in the middle of the night. Bold, I tell you what. That's a dangerous person right there. In the cut in the middle of the night. On a bike with a light. Not scared of a night. Not scared of a night fight in the night. Ooh, what a fright. I don't want to see that sight. But I better be tight. If the video happened and I get to watch it the next night. Hey, but anyways. Yeah. Like you serve people, they serve you back. And that's what it's all about. The second party, they end up, the coordinator of that, we auto-graded the whole table, the whole party. It was 35 people. We auto-graded the whole party. But honestly, it wasn't even 35. It was like 25 people. We auto-graded the whole party. We probably would have made like 75 a piece. We would have not 75 a piece. We probably would have made like 60, 65 a piece. You know? But the coordinator tipped an extra $50 on top of it. Boom, like, you know? Just for us, like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I understand y'all did the auto-grad and y'all have to, but this is for y'all. You know what I mean? And that's how you do it. You take care of the people who take care of you. And that's why, like, people who, if you don't tip, cool, like, but you're not part of the gang, like, don't expect me to service you if you're not gonna service me. What? I'm supposed to scratch your back, you know what I mean? My job is to give you your food. You can complain with my service. If I know you're not gonna service me, then that's fine. My job has nothing to do with service, okay? Service is something that I, like, you know what I mean? Like, imagine a cashier. You come up there with some items, they don't have to say nothing to you. It's in the script that you just say, hey, how you doing? But some of them even say, hey, how you doing? No customer service, no, hey, how's your day going? Like, you know what I mean? You find everything you need. You know what I mean? You ain't even gotta talk to everybody. If somebody, like, just like this, when you say something the first time, then it's like, all right, cool. I didn't really want to talk to you anyways. I mean, I didn't mind talking to you, but it's like, okay, cool. Like you ain't in the talking mood. Let me just get you in and out. Like, you feel me? Boom. Let's get you out and out of there, brother. Like, you know, boom. Like, you know, it's simple. But you know what I mean? If the cashier did have, like, hey, you know what I mean, have conversation, then that's good customer service. It's not bad customer service not to talk. But, you know, like, you know what I mean? My job as a waiter, my job as a waiter, I am a server. You see what I'm saying? My job as a waiter is go to you. I have to say a script. Would you like this, or this? I don't have to guide you. I don't have to do nothing. You, all right? Are y'all ready to order? What would you like? I don't eat here. Recommendations, I don't even eat here. You need some time? You know what I mean? Y'all need some time? Like, you know what I mean? I could have bad customer service. But it's just like, you know what I mean? I could not say nothing. Just like, you know what I mean? I really don't know. I just don't eat here and make it sound nice, but still have bad service. Like, you know what I mean? But not bad enough to where you're going to complain, but just like, dang, you really don't know. But like, I still got all my food. We're all good. So I'm cool. But like, you know what I mean? They not slow, but they really don't really care. Like, you know what I mean? They don't really care to talk to you. I work with people like that. They don't some of my server coworkers, they don't care to talk to nobody. They get the order and they go. You know what I mean? And I ain't faulting them and stuff like that. It's a job. But me, I'm a server. And they know it. Like, I take pride in that. And I serve their tables too. And I do it with a smile. Like, I smile. I liked it. I like it. I'm passionate about serving people. It just happens to be what I'm passionate about. But, you know, yeah, a big thing I wanted to talk about was manifesting. And it's just like, you know, I made that on a random Wednesday, and then I made more than I made the first week on my second week for my first close on Tuesday. And I still have my close tomorrow, and they wanted me to come in at 1 p.m. to take a 45 top. So if I can get that to what, $70 or $60 or something like that, I can make $60 off of that. I'll be cool. If I can make $50, if I can make extra $40, because I already accounted for $200, I close tomorrow. I have the closing section is the thing about it. Yes, I close, so I'm gonna be there all night. So I'm gonna obviously, you know what I mean, be there making money after people get cut. But I have a closing section. You know, taxes are coming. This is gonna be a busy night. I'm going to make $200 on my close, and that's a low ball. It's not a low ball. It's not a low ball. 150 would be a low ball, but a considerable low ball. I could recommend. I mean, I could see somebody saying 150 as a low ball, and that being reasonable. But 200 on a day like it is, I really should be able to make 250. Like, you know what I mean? That's a considerable, like, that's reasonable. Like, I mean, 250. Like, yeah. Hey, they be like, if I can make 300, I'm cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know? Everybody else be talking about, like, but, you know, I know me. And it's just like, you know, okay, I get it because y'all off after the money. I'm not really after the money. Like, you know what I mean? I take what comes to me. Like, you know what I mean? I take what comes to me. I like to get in the flow. I don't like to be all day, mad, and then had $300 at the end of the night. I don't know. I can't do it. I like to be free and make my money. Like, you know what I mean? I like to serve my people and make my money. But I mean, that's no fault, neither here nor there, because I'm the party king, right? That's why they want to give me all the parties. So when it's party season, guess who's gonna be making the money? So, you know. But and I get in good graces when I do become a good when I am a good server, because managers appreciate that. Like, the managers all have their favorites, and some of the people that I work with that are bad workers are sometimes their favorites. They have their favorites for different reasons. I am most of the managers' favorites because I'm a good worker and I'm a good server. So, like, you know, I'm on top of stuff. Like, you know what I mean? And I ain't trying to brag about myself, but that's why. And you know, you gotta get those relationships in your job. You gotta get those connections. You gotta have a favor. Like, you know what I mean? You have to be favored. You have to be favored in life. Period. You have to be favored. You think you're not gonna be favored and you gonna win in life? Like, what? You have to be favored by somebody. Like, you know what I mean? You don't gotta be their favorite or they gonna pick you to win every time. Like, you know what I mean? But, like, they have to like you. Like, okay, yeah, like, I would do for this person. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like this person would do for me. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? That's it. A respect like that. A trust and a respect. Like, you know what I mean? That's it. But, all right, I'm about to get out of here. I'm about to smoke, go to bed, eat this food I got in the microwave. I got in the content for sure. Y'all with Dot. Subscribe, like, wait for the next video. You already know. Let's get it.